This is Group B's response to Group A's Mountain Man Brewing Company case analysis. In this presentation, we're going to be just going over some of the strategies that Group A suggested, indicating whether or not we agreed with them, and also some suggestions for improvement that may increase the profitability of Mountain Man Brewing Company's new light brand. So this is an overview of what Group A put together, and the way that we thought would be best to indicate our response to their analysis would be to sort of run through these 6 different areas that they had strategies to create a Mountain Man light beer. And we begin with the product itself. Group A indicated that they wanted to go forward with Mountain Man Light, and we agree with that. Group A sales projections proved that this was profitable if marketed appropriately. And we also felt, as Group A did, that Mountain Man brand equity in the name was a smart way to go. We did want to note, though, that this name may alienate some female demographic. I know that they were interested in expanding their demographic out to both millennials and females. And as well as packaging it as a traditional brown bottle to associate it with the parent brand. We agree with that, but you may want to improve the name of the beer, such as marketing it as a possible type of beer rather than a light beer itself, in order not to get lost in the shuffle, calling it something like Mountain Man Blonde Brew, or creating some kind of name for it that would differentiate it from the traditional Mountain Man lager, but not necessarily indicate straight away that it was a light beer, just a different product. Additionally, the Group A wanted to use the same strains of barley and maintain the same hops ratio. Some of our beer experts in Group B wanted to note that it's not possible to have the same hops ratio in order to have a light flavor beer and maintain bitterness. When we move over to the place or the geography of where Group A wanted this new product to be distributed, they wanted to utilize existing distribution channels, and we agreed that that consolidation would save on cost. They wanted to continue to brew in West Virginia to keep it local and associate with independent microbrewery status. We agreed with that. The targeted demographic is already in place there, and it'd be easy for the brand to capitalize on its established awareness within that geographic area. The next piece, which is the expansion part, they wanted to expand into cities with large young demographics, and they listed a bunch here. We sort of felt that we would be unable to use existing channels to reach the northeast and mid-Atlantic areas. We would consider smaller expansion into the Midwest and East Central areas of the country first before going into those really urban areas with an intensely young demographic. And our proposal or suggestion for improvement would be to aim towards college towns and large cities within that area where the brewery is based in West Virginia, including Chicago, Morgantown, West Virginia, Ann Arbor, Michigan, which has a huge college population, as well as Columbus, Ohio. And as far as off-premise and local bar brand promotions, we wanted to use, or Group A wanted to use regional distributors to promote Mountain Man to avoid competition with national macro beers. And we agreed with that strategy. They suggested hiring a street team of millennials to be at local watering holes, après-ski venues, and package stores to try samples and things like that. We thought that that would be a great idea if they were expanding regionally, but we thought that they'd face significant difficulties implementing that strategy, expanding in larger cities such as NYC or Charlotte, simply due to barriers to entry and the lack of awareness for this new product in those markets. We wanted to expand on the concept to focus on the college towns because we felt that creating a rapport with college populations would be a good way to develop brand loyalty to this relatively new beer to the market, since both the beer itself and the customers are both new to market since college age drinking. The data in the report showed that they do not currently have a loyalty to a specific brand. We also felt that Generation X was a more appropriate target market, as well as for the street team members. The price Group A wanted to set a retail price for Mountain Man Light higher than those average national brewery brands. We thought that it would be difficult to promote a premium light beer from a company whose lager itself is priced pretty competitively with those around the country. Higher price doesn't always match the target market either. So if they're in looking at millennials and younger target markets, we felt that creating sort of a premium price light beer would be a little contraindicatory. Aiming for college students and first-time drinkers would be great for that. We would offer competitive pricing to larger brands and catering to a market without brand loyalty presently and hoping to build that. Understanding the people of who we're marketing to, as well as those processes. They wanted to understand the target market of younger beer drinkers. So our recommendation or response to that was to focus on first-time beer drinkers whose tastes haven't really developed yet and who traditionally focus on low-cost, light craft beers. Test market is definitely necessary to ensure that we're targeting the right demographic, so a large portion of the marketing budget would have to be dedicated to that. Additionally, Group A suggested embracing anti-big business values. We agree with that because Mountain Man should continue to embrace their status as an independent, smaller sized brewery and capitalize on a craft beer movement that's moving throughout America. And maintaining the brand image goes back to what I said in the beginning. And we agree that Mountain Man Lager has built a strong brand, and we definitely want to capitalize on what has been built over the 20th century as far as brand recognition within the regional area. Same toughness, half the calories was the slogan that Group A suggested. And while we agree that this would be great for marketing, cutting the calories in half might not be feasible. One of the examples that our anonymous group beer expert noted that Budweiser Full Taste has 145 calories versus Bud Light, which has 110. So again, these slogans would be great, but we have to make sure that we can deliver on a product that we're claiming to have half the calories.
Group A's marketing proposal centers around integrating various social and digital marketing outlets like YouTube, Facebook, Vine, and Instagram. Our suggestion, however, is that investing in a more targeted campaign based on the current region is a better use of resources. Social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram didn't have embedded marketing functionality during the case's time period, with all of them either being in their infancy stages or not launched at all. Our counter to this is to focus on proven marketing techniques like the street team concept that Group A had introduced, and concentrating those efforts toward the first-time drinker demographic as previously mentioned. Targeting the outdoor and extreme sports demographic can be a fruitful avenue, but more market research is required before allotting marketing spend for this move. By growing the market share, profitability for both products will increase. We absolutely agree. If marketed appropriately, Mountain Man Light will not cannibalize Mountain Man Lager, but rather increase the brand's footprint. The core values of Mountain Man most definitely need to be maintained for the new product line. We feel that it would be more beneficial, however, to focus more on the packaging and demonstrating the brand's authenticity rather than a more broad socially responsible approach. From buying products associated with the cause they care about to using their online networks to amplify social and environmental messages, millennials are universally more engaged in corporate social responsibility efforts. This is absolutely true. However, this can be implemented successfully as mentioned previously once Mountain Man's light beer line gains traction first. It is our opinion that the proposal correctly identifies launching Mountain Man Light as the most appropriate path forward. However, utilizing an optimized marketing budget with a more targeted and defined demographic, competitive pricing, and targeting new markets closer to home which have yet to be tapped into, Mountain Man will increase their chances of gaining traction and successfully launching its new light brand.